dreams within reach. It's time to rise. Body, soul, and mind, open your eyes. Climbing higher, step by step. Real talk, no regrets, get set. One step, one love, we rise. Walk the talk, break free. Get to the truth, your story's the proof. Follow me, let's rise, let's see. Set you free, meant to be. Leading.
Hi and welcome. We are live at the moment. We'll see who pops in. If nobody pops in and you're watching this at a later time, that is okay too. I put this so the background so people know how humor and a simple smile can shift your reality. I will post this again as a separate video as well. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is I pulled this card, which is regret. And I'm not doing cards, so to speak, but I'm using it for, I think because I pray and I get messages to my spirit and then I look for some confirmation. And this actually was a confirmation to me on what was happening. So let me take this video background off. Okay, so now we know we've got it up and everything is rolling strong. Regret means a couple things, right? So it's really taking ownership and control of not being able to change the past the way you think. I think that one of the reasons why we're experiencing regret is, hey, what's up, buddy? One of the reasons why we're experiencing regret is because at the time that it happened, we may not have been listening to our intuition, right? And so what transpired was we set this tone of where we immediately went two ways. We went a way that was against what our intuitive voice said, or our spirit. And then we went away with whatever the past or the pain body was kind of directing us. And that's crazy, right? Think about that for a second. Think about how crazy that is. That when something occurs, you're going to go intuitively or what you tell yourself about where you're at from where you've been. So that split is tough because it's almost like putting turning a dog earing a page of a book when you're reading it. For those of you that don't know, like it's like bookmarking a page. So when you look back, you see this bookmark sticking out of this volume of information. Now, the mind says, "Oh, wait, go back to that. Why did we do that? What was going on? Why did we want to remember that?" And we think it's designed to help us to create these new barriers, which we call boundaries, or these new structures, which will help protect us or guide us. But that's not intuition. That's experience only. So I believe that regret is what that becomes. Regret is when you're trying to change the past, or you're trying to capture an image of the past to keep you safe now. Now, the other way to look at this is, yes, you can change your past. You change your past by how it shows up in the future, how it shows up in the present. So understanding that bookmark back all those years or days or months, it's not there for you to relive or to reframe. It's there for you to understand the difference between acting with intuition and acting on only intimidation or instinct, or going against the voice of the spirit. And I feel that, that was the dream I had, and when I was praying today and meditating, that was what was kind of coming to me, is being able to reframe this concept of regret. And that's key in allowing the here and now to begin to heal you, right? And then the other thing that we've got going on for this healing process, for instance, um, what did the horse say after he tripped? I don't know. I've fallen and I can't get you up. Yes, I know. I know. So today we're talking about that regret was just a little icing on the cake, just to for a message for anyone that might come across this at any time. So today we're actually looking at something that's a very powerful tool, right? A very powerful tool. Being able to laugh your way forward and how humor and a simple smile can shift your reality. And I will create a post to put in Patreon to support this. And I apologize for being late. I had a rough night. I didn't sleep well. What I'm going through, I'm getting through it, but it comes in waves, right? So I'm learning to roll with it and how to organize with it. No excuses, just that's where I was. But I'd already prepared this yesterday. So when you think about, again, what would bears be without bees? Ears. See? Something stupid, a dumb joke, right? In fact, I'm going to read this joke to you, which I found was hilarious. It's a little bit risque. Where did I find it? Oh no, I already closed it, I think. I already closed it. Dang it. I already had closed it. Or did I? Ah, there it is. How do you keep your husband from reading your email? Rename the mail folder to instruction manuals. That probably really hits home for all my Northern European people. So laughing your way forward and how humor and a simple smile can shift your reality. It seems crazy, but if we just go, ha, so if you're frowning, if you're down, let's say that, like this is my happy face. That's okay. But if you were to say, okay, say ha, ha ha, repeat with me, right? Ha, ha ha, ha ha ha, and smile when you do it. Ha 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 ha. I look a little psychotic, but it triggers the laugh, right? Even dogs smile. The smile and the process of laughing is this rejuvenative concept that connects you with your somatics, right? Because a smile, it triggers that release of dopamine and serotonin. And then a laugh actually creates this frequency, almost like shaking up a bottle of water, which helps to kind of zero out your cortisol. And I don't know about you, but I'm pretty tired of overthinking things. And there was this test done as well. So when you're thinking of like they figured it out, right? So I'm just talking about frequency for the second to give you some context of why laughing as a frequency has so much power to really put you into the present moment and to revitalize the integrity of your cells. So they were testing plants and the production of plants. And so they started playing music that birds would sing in the morning. And it increased the yield when they played it for an extra hour. Then they played it all day and increased the size and the yield of the plants that they were farming by tenfold. Like if a tomato was like the size of like this, then it was this big, by the end of the month after that. And then you always hear that concept that music soothes the savage beast. Like I listen to Vivaldi, I listen to Beethoven, I listen to Mozart, I listen to Bach and Chopin, because the beast that it's healing is equivalent to whatever's beating you up at the moment in your body. And I'm doing it because of the Parkinson's, right? It helps my dystonia along with light therapy. And then I know that one of the ways that light comes through glass is when you clean it and you shine it and you get everything off of it. So laughing, exercise, the way you eat, the way you drink, the way you sleep, unfortunately, is going to clear that glass screen that you are. And it's also going to help to reconnect those neurons. Um, like I said, I was tired of overthinking. I was stressed out. I was feeling stuck. And I just wanted the simplest hack to change my reality right now, right? Because it's literally, I look at it like Ryan versus reality, right? It's literally because I want a different reality most of the time. I want to manifest a reality that is going to really mean something, not just what is told to me. So I just start laughing more. And many of you have seen, I've started telling more jokes. I tell jokes to my patients. It settles them. I tell jokes to Bodhi. Um, and I'm writing jokes and also music. So today we're going to dive into the neuroscience of smiling and why your face is a secret energy magnet. And we're going to also look at why humor is the ultimate mental reset button. And then how shifting your expression changes how people treat you, right? And then I've got a little 7-day challenge. I'll post that as well to help rewire your mood with little micro moments of joy. Um, I never want you to think that, so I'm never actually on board with toxic positivity. I'm not one that wants to turn over. Okay, I think of toxic positivity as I'm tilling a field. And I till deep. I till like a foot deep, and I come over and I get some big rocks, like the size of softballs. And then I take a shovel. And toxic positivity is even though I've got that tilled and I level it out, I just buried that stone deeper so that it doesn't show up on the surface. Toxic positivity is not about pushing away the emotion that you're feeling, to be honest. I mean, it is toxic positivity is about pushing the feeling away that you're experiencing. The emotion, right? The emotion turns into a feeling, and the feeling turns into a way of life. It turns into a frequency. So the emotion itself is not the problem. The emotion, it's our inability to deal with the emotion and to let that emotion kind of experience itself until it can be, rather than gaslighting it or giving it its own frequency, like its own radio show. We want to take that emotion, we want to fully question it, be curious with it, dive into it, face it, instead of it becoming a conductor of our reality. So, but the neurological and energy leverage to do that a lot of times is going to be through the physical body or through changing how you're feeling. Life is already hard enough. So why not smile through it as much as you can? So in a smirk, I'll settle for a smirk. Settle for a smirk, right? So the science of smiling. So we're going to start the challenge. We're going to smile for 10 seconds and hold it and see how that feels, even if you have to force it. So I'm going to go. And to give us a lead in, so I want you to just sit there and I want to give us a lead in for a smile. So just sit there, close your eyes for a second, and then I want you to ask yourself, what did the triangle say to the circle? You're pointless. Now, yeah, let that bridge into a smile. Even if it's a smirk, even if it's a smirk, now uncover it, get me some teeth. And 1, 2, 3, 4, Imagine a feather tickling your feet. 5, 6. I'm like trying to follow a moving target. 7, 8, 9, 10. Did you notice a shift? Did you notice a feeling shift? Right? That is a small way to somatically shift your being so that you can recalibrate the conscious state that you're in. And that's how powerful just a joke is, or just being able to commiserate with a person, communicate, have another face in front of you, making eye contact, getting that feeling. Because a fake smile, because I don't agree with fake it till you make it, unless it is a smile or an activity. If you're down, don't don't stay down, get up, right? Don't lay down, get up, unless you're tired, right? And if you're going to face that down moment and there's a frequency where you feel sad, I say dive in deeper with that. Go watch The Notebook, or go watch Dead Poet Society, or go watch The Fisher King. Watch something, don't watch Stars Born because that's just way too sad. Watch Titanic, right? If you're sad and you can't examine it and ask it questions, take it to that level where you can express it and cry with a movie or a song that doesn't connect to whoever or whatever it is that you're connecting that sadness to. So get outside of yourself with the sadness, share it with like a film, right? Watch what's his name, Kanaka, the dog guy who goes in on YouTube. He's got like 6 million followers, and he sits down with these dogs in the kennel that have been they're just crushed. They're just going through so much trauma, and use that emotion and connect it to that dog and let that dog pull that out of you. So what you're doing is you're never letting anything sit and fester. Right? You're always allowing it room to express and to cleanse itself, right? And then and then even if you're down and you get up and you walk, or if you get up and you go outside, what you're doing is you're also you're grafting in an action that will help to elevate that frequency of mood, right? Because you go with emotion, feeling, mood, frequency, lifestyle, and a whole life. So a fake smile, while it might not be fake, you can always watch Robin Williams or somebody as a comedian. It triggers the dopamine and the serotonin, whether you are on board or not, because the body is built like that. And your brain begins to believe your facial expression when it's forced into that space. So and this is scientifically proven, right? So smiling activates that parasympathetic nervous system, reducing your stress. So you don't have to smile because it feels good. You feel good because you smile. I think, and even, what was it? Thich Nhat Hanh said something along the lines of that. He said, sometimes your joy is your source of your smile, and then sometimes your smile is your source of your joy. And Thich Nhat Hanh, pretty smart guy. I also look at it like humor is one of the tools we have that is relatively abundant around us, right? Whether it's a TikTok or whatever. It is an energy reset button, and we have access to it. And you can do this like even if you're stuck in traffic, right? You can listen to like here's what I do. I do a couple of things, right? If I'm stuck in traffic, or if I'm stuck in a situation, I'll narrate my life like Morgan Freeman in with the one with the nature with the penguin, or like David Attenborough's wildlife documentaries. I'll be like, and I'm sitting in a wild jungle driving a big contraption made out of steel as I've got wild lions next to me wearing masks with their hairs ablaze. Whoop, there goes a purple lion right now with a mask the size of a flag. Or like I'll, to prevent myself from overthinking, if I'm listening to some kind of music, right? I will sometimes do like Best in Show. If you haven't seen that, you should watch it. It'll help you with humor. And I'll do like the announcers. I'll be like, and that I'll be like, and that smile just took off down the court and it is going full speed ahead, trying to slam dunk that depression. Boom! It scored 2 points against that frown, and now that frown is upside down, but it's coming back. Here it comes. It's coming down the court. Or I will actually um, make new words up to a song. I'm not going to sing that because most of them end up relatively dirty. Well, not dirty, but off color, right? Or I tell jokes, right? It's like I laugh, I make fun of myself. I have dark humor, so that gives me a little bit of leverage. If you're dreading a conversation, you can also take on a character of The Office, or you can put yourself into character, like Steve Irwin. One of the things that I really love to do as well is that I know that laughter will interrupt the stress cycle. Even, and I'll tell you what, if you've ever gone to the movies and you found yourself sitting on your laughs, I don't, right? I'll laugh so hard the person next to me will fart. That's why I went to the movies in Maui. And the beauty I love about a lot of indigenous cultures, they are not uptight and they experience things openly. They're very vocal, which, good or bad, right? Depending upon the situation, right? Easy to laugh, easy to anger, because your emotions are right on the surface. So that's one of the takeaways, right? So you have to be able to balance all that. But I was watching, it was the movie with John Cena where he played a forest wildfireman, right? And I laughed as hard as I could. I laughed as hard as I could. I also went to go see The Sixth Sense. Was it The Sixth Sense? No, it wasn't The Sixth Sense. It was the other one, Invincible, with Bruce Willis and Samuel Jackson with the Wayans when I was in the Hollywood era. And when Samuel Jackson turned around and he had that fade that was like sideways, we busted up. And then Marlon was like, Gumby to the rescue. And then does Eddie Murphy impression of Gumby. And I was like, oh my God, I was laughing so hard. And I laugh, I enjoy it. A lot of times we compress our emotions, even when it's a good emotion, and we don't share those, especially in the Western world. Um, and that's something we need to learn to break away from. And I think that also kind of that's where laughter and a sense of humor will help you to kind of break that space, because it not only because it's lightness, and lightness equals the ability to fly over and to do more things. Number one, it's not about being irresponsible and being reckless. It's about learning how to regulate your emotional body the same way you've learned to regulate your physical body, right? Against the assault of laughter, nothing can stand. Mark Twain, I put that out there, which is fantastic. So the concept that your face is an energy magnet is very true, right? It's a mirror of your surroundings. So if you walk into a club, a party, or an event, or something like that, and you are not, and you're frowning, or or you've got your bitch face on, or you are just, you're like, you got your best Eastern Bloc face on, that you're like, or maybe you have nothing. Maybe it's just apathetic. It's going to advertise, right? It's like a business card. Like I always tell people too, people that are afraid to smile, and I deal with this daily in the teeth world, right? Because a lot of people are insecure about their breath, their teeth, or that they don't know even how to smile, or they're not comfortable with their smile. Remember, it is a open door. It's an energy card. And your smile is your business card. Your smile is your brand. Your smile is the band that plays when you walk in. It's your theme song, like pow, pow, wow, wow. Did you ever see Shaft? Or Flash Gordon? Flash! Ah! Right? So your smile is your band that plays your theme song. Oh, wait, hold on. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Coming in, coming in, coming in. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, cool. I love dolphins. So we had somebody pop in, and in the beauty of this is, and I'll cover this again. Let me see. Let me go to view. Let's see. Speaker. We got speaker. Okay. Immersive. What is immersive? Oh, that looks like a movie theater. I don't want that. All right. Gallery, multi-speaker. So we just leave it on speaker. Um, so to talk about that, right? So your face is an energy magnet. It is your brand. It is your business card. And the biggest aspect of your business card is the name in bold. And your name is the energy that your face is projecting, right? So when you think about the energy that your face is bringing forward, and I'm not telling you to fake it till you make it, right? I'm not telling you to fake anything. I'm telling you to feel it. But understand that feeling it is not forming an opinion. It's not building a foundation for something that is going to be an adversary to your attitude or to your alignment. Your sense of humor, your ability to question, your curious nature, the understanding that if I told you that your face isn't just reacting to emotions, it's shaping them, you would begin to allow that to shine like a light in the dark, right? Use your face, use your frequency like a flashlight. Imagine the world around you at times is like this dark house. It's still your house, but in the dark, when the lights are out, in a blackout, you wouldn't be able to find a foot in front of you, but you know the layout, you know where everything is, so you struggle to find light. Now, just like your house, if you've placed lights that you need, backup lights at different places where it's easy to understand where those backup lights live, that's like planting seeds, reminders, recalls, right? That will aid you when in the event of something coming in that is out of your control, that overshadows every single thing you can think of. So your face is a spotlight. Your face is a lighthouse, not the context of whether your face is beautiful or you judge it by the other people or young or old or skinny or fat. It's not about that. It's about the frequency that is projected from your face. And this is why actors that are really good doesn't really matter. Like Anthony Hopkins is not a sexy guy, but can come across very sexy. Gary Oldman is not a sexy guy. James Woods is not a sexy guy. Um, you know, for many factors as well, I don't really think Matt Damon is a sexy guy. I don't necessarily think Tom Cruise is a sexy guy, but they're able to project that because that has become part of their chemistry. It's become part of their belief system. Whether they believe it or not, they've learned how to tap into it, like grabbing a flashlight in a dark house or a candle that even just flickers and you find that flicker, right? And we know moths are drawn to light, to flames. A moth is like an NPC, a non-player character, or an you can think of a moth to the flame, a moth to the frequency is also the same as any kind of molecules or matter that are unmastered, right? There's a lot of people that are very synonymous with the molecules that are unmastered. You know, there's not a lot of people that have mastered their mind, mastered their matter. And when you come in like this lighthouse, when you light up the room because you're in connection with your emotions, you are not owned by them, but you know how to mold them, question them, and to put something like a smile as a very strong face, a very strong light going towards whatever it is in the dark. You can gather the molecules, the matter, the meaning. You can gather that in your light band so people can begin to enjoy the clarity of that. So you actually control a room. You control the wherever you look, wherever you walk, with your ability to negotiate mind, body, soul. So if you want to attract more positivity, right? Do that morning smirk. Set yourself up for 10 seconds. of the dumbest joke you can think of, or tickle yourself, whatever it is. You do that where you set the tone for the day. When you do your mirror work, imagine it's magical, and every time you pass the mirror, give yourself a little smirk, like give yourself a sexy cat call, like ooh you, like Austin Powers was like oh you. It's like, oh yeah, baby. Right? So give yourself, go into character, go into mold, learn to mold your mind and your emotions with your intention, right? Your mind is begging for you, your body is begging for you to be able to establish this deep connection with your intention. And your intention is all about intuition coming together and bridging and braiding that into a beam of light, which goes out into the earth and out into the dark and builds a frequency bridge, a rainbow bridge, so to speak, between Middle Earth and Asgard. So the animated expression that people connect with in your energy changes how others respond to you. And as you know, I'm a very animated person. And that could be one of the reasons why I'm able to not only enjoy conversation and find it relatively easy to, I pull fearful patients back to my operatory, and within a few seconds I'm able to build rapport because I've learned how to connect a feeling and a frequency with my face and my body. It's a little bit different now because my face is a little bit shaky and movie. So I've got kind of I'm like an old like silent film at times because I'm constantly moving. But I use the techniques. So it's not fake it till you make it. It's actually form the body into a space to. It's like putting your hands. It's like taking your hands as making a cup. It's not a cup. It's not a fake cup, but you can put this into water and drink. These are hands. They're not cups. But if I come together, I'm in essence, I'm mirroring a cup. I'm faking that this is a cup, and I'm using it as a tool to drink. So I'm not faking that my hands are not a drinking device. They're not a cup, but I am forming them into the concept of the cup. So it's not fake it till you make it. It's not like I'm walking out and I'm sitting in a car and I'm trying to convince myself that the car I'm sitting in, like I'm trying to say, oh, this Toyota Corolla is a Lamborghini. I'm not doing that. I'm not trying to go into that realm. You can if you want, but I don't know what that. I'm not talking because that's not. I'm not looking at things that long or I'm looking at things that help you now. I'm looking at things that do the daily, right? Um, the everyday dialogue is what I'm really trying to do. One of the other things that I think is that if you imagine yourself with coins, and when you walk out into a room, you have two coins. You have a coin of yes and a coin of no. And you can walk out and you give a no coin to somebody, and that just means that's a no coin. Nope, see you, bye. You give a yes coin to somebody, it doesn't mean that they have to give anything back, but you're giving them your yes. You're giving them your energy. You're giving them your best. The no coin, you're saying, no, I'm moving on. I'm not even giving you anything. I'm giving you acknowledgement, and I'm blessing you as I move by you, right? Or as you move away from me. So literally, you're learning how to you're learning to let your intuition, your connection to spirit override instinctual triggers, but utilize instinctual triggers just enough. Just enough. You don't want to be operating instinct the whole time unless there's a calamity. But even then, I still think, like many people that we read stories of, they were in constant communication with God or the gods, right? Whether it was Perseus or Moses or Noah or David, or you've got Gilgamesh. They were in constant communication with the gods, meaning that they were constantly going into the higher wavelengths, the higher frequencies. They were constantly connecting to something above and beyond what their instinct had access to. They were able to say, yeah, something doesn't feel right going that way. Your instinct is, you could say it's instinct. Oh, my instincts are saying no. My spidey sense is tingling. Well, your spidey sense is not your instinct. Your instinct actually responds right now. It doesn't really respond with like 10 days from now, right? That's why deer use their instinct to run when there's a threat, but they're eating otherwise, right? They shake it off. They go back to the reality of like, I need to find food. So the instinct isn't always in a state of fear. Most of the time, your instinct is a state of survival, gathering things. Most of the time, instinct actually isn't self-preservation from outside pain. It's self-preservation of your species through breeding, and self-preservation through water and food, and then finding shelter. It's not constantly. I mean, it's alert and it's aware, but it's not constantly running from a bear. Otherwise, a deer would never eat, it would never breed, it would never sleep. So we get mixed up with the instinct talk and these other things. So just remember that, right? So your intuition is actually the one that sees 10 days from now. Your intuition is the actually one that can see down the corner, right? Your intuition is the one that will tell you, hey, you know what? I'm going to put flashlights around my house today and check all my batteries, make sure they're all lit up, and then there's a blackout next week. So, and learning to connect to that is also the same as learning to connect to the frequency that you bring forward with your actions, with that lighthouse that lives within you, this business card, right? The body and the mind, and bringing those conversations together as much as possible. So imagine that you have that yes or no coin, and you give a no to what you no longer need, and you give a yes to. I give out yeses all the time, whether it's something I need or not, because I'm in a constant state of yes, because I believe the best. I don't walk around with my wallet open, so to speak, but I believe the best, and I'm willing to match, right? Match energy for energy, and I'm even willing to raise the energy even in the face of scarcity in another person or another situation. And that's because I'm learning to connect to those higher frequencies, the spirit and the intuition of it. You're gaining all the time, you're never losing. You're gaining all the time, you're never losing. E. Cummings even said the most wasted, the most wasted of all days is one without laughter. And that would also be one without the knowledge that you're alive, right? So the smile makes you attractive, and it makes you aligned. A sense of humor helps you to bring people to the present moment. A sense of humor helps you to arrest a feeling before it comes, an alignment or an emotion, especially a mood or a state of being. It helps you to, and I just think a sense of humor is a good place to learn how to navigate feelings. So think of it like this, right? If a person is constantly in a state of stress and depression and all those and anxiety, like a puppy, when you watch that, I think his name is Robbie Kanaka, I think it is, that rescues the dogs on YouTube. If a dog had never experienced love or petting or a ball or even being told good boy, good girl, it's difficult because it doesn't have a comparison. So if you're constantly in a state of depression and you're trying to master that, that's why I said it's not faking it till you make it, but it's kind of breaking out of the cycle. The same comparison, the metaphor of bringing your hands together to form a cup, to put it in water, to drink from it. I'm not faking that this is a cup. I'm conspiring and I'm creating something that's equal to. So I'm going to you need to understand that you can't, if you're down deep and if your emotion, if the feeling of depression or fear has become a lifestyle, or if it's become a mood, if it's become an attitude, it's going to take more work to bring in the light. You've got a lot more spray paint covering your windows of your house, so it's going to take some elbow work to get that off so that you can allow light to come in. And that's why Rumi even said that it's the wounds are where the light enters, because the wound is the soft spot. It's the entry point. So That's why regret is such a, that's why I had regret at the beginning of this. And I'll probably do a little live on Instagram about regret too, and then remind people that we had a Patreon that's up here for anybody that joins. If you were to think about humor as a tool, as leverage to begin to live in dual frequencies, if you're dealing with depression a lot, if you've been diagnosed with depression, you really need to learn to laugh. You need to learn to align with a sense of humor. You need to learn to smile, even if you don't feel it, because your body will follow it. And when you do that, what happens is it's like a little mini reset. And then, like that dog never being told good boy or good girl, or being pet or being played with, it doesn't know what that feels like. It doesn't know what that looks like. So I need to bring that in, that I need to bring in that new stimulus, that new emotion, that new feeling of contentment, of joy, of laughter, of humor. And humor is the easiest access point for light, right? To laugh is the easiest way to light yourself up. Even in also too, great music, anything that's a higher frequency. That's why I love comedy. I love jokes. I love hearing comedy, right? I loved Robin Williams. I loved John Leguizamo. I loved when he did his lives. I just love listening to people make jokes. And if you think about most comedians, what they're really doing is they're learning to laugh at themselves. And what that is you're learning the same way. You're learning to laugh at the face of depression. You're learning to laugh at the face of failure. You're learning to laugh at the face of regret. You're learning to laugh at your loss. And it doesn't mean that you feel any less towards it. It doesn't mean that you're lessening it. It doesn't mean that it's going to help to heal you 100%. But what it's doing is it's giving you a different perception on it. It's painting it. It's putting a lipstick on a pig, as they say, which is a good first step. So that laugh is going to reset your energy, that connection. And if you've been down and you've just really been down, learning to smile, reminding yourself when you see in the mirror, and like watch Austin Powers when he's like, yeah, baby, and talking a British accent, talking an accent. Maybe it's Australian, maybe it's like South African. I'm from South Africa and I'm psychic. Look out, look out, I'm psychic. Would you like me to tell your future? Or maybe I'll just go and I'll be like, I'll be Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? I come in and I'm like, well, everyone to get down, what is going on here? I don't know what's happening. I'm just trying to get by. It's like I'm taking. So remember there's in catharsis in Greece. One of the greatest gifts of catharsis, the city in Greece, if you've never heard of it, was the ability to play something bigger than yourself. The therapy of playing and bringing that out is such a beautiful thing. And I've been down the dark rabbit hole so many times. I've dealt with depression. I've had, Wellbutrin, XLR. I had my face crushed. I had all these. I've got all the scars and bumps and bruises and all the badges of honor. But I never ever lost my sense of humor. Even now with Parkinson's and the dystonia and the dementia, I've never lost my sense of humor. It's really the only thing that keeps me afloat. That, and then finally knowing that God, and the voice of God, and knowing that if I just think of my spirit, the Holy Spirit, as this beautiful rising star, like following the North Star in the night, or as the sun sitting up in the sky, I'm following that true north. I'm following that. I'm going towards the light constantly, and I have to remind myself, right? So I would say that we work on a 3-minute energy reset, because I'm all about the everyday dialogue, taking that, putting it something in practicality, something common sense. And the first would be step 1, smile, even if it feels dumb. Smile with your lips, purse them, or a smirk. Smile with your eyes. Smile with your teeth. Did I got something in there? If you don't have any teeth, smile with your gums. Right? Give me a grandpa smile. right? Take your teeth out and smile with your gums. I don't know, you know. So practice first. Step one is get in the mirror and learn what a smile looks like for you. Does it feel comfortable to smile? I had a roommate that could not smile for his life, and it actually you could tell because he went into this psychotic realms, right? He had a psychosis. He actually had a psychotic break, and he didn't know how to smile. He couldn't smile for anything. He could not put a smile together, and that's a lot of trauma. That's a lot of weight. So really start practicing. When mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? I don't give a frickin' heck who's the fairest. Who's the funniest, right? Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the funniest of them all? Hey, me, right? So I want to be stand up. I want to be stand up, really stand up comedy because you're standing up to your fear, to your depression, right? Figure it out. So smile, even if it feels dumb. That's step one. Step two, laugh. If you can't find the laughter, locate it outside of yourself. Just type in some funny videos on TikTok, funny animal videos, whatever it is, find that, force it, right? Force the laugh. Normally I don't say force anything, but you need to force laughs. A laugh is literally it's like when they say, I want to drink shaken, not stirred. The A smile stirs you, a laugh shakes you. So you need to be shaken to the core so that everything that's stagnant within you can get that aerated, that it's got to get revved up, right? And then step three, move, stretch, shake your arms. I'm already way ahead of you because I can do it all at once without even thinking. My autonomic system is like, look at this. I'm already shaking and breaking, right? Like I'm already there. Parkinson's has put me already at this place, right? Change my posture. My posture is constantly changing. I'm constantly, and I'm like a freaking electron bouncing around. I'm like a pinball. So I'm doing all three all at once. And why does this work? Because here's the reason why it works. The biggest of it. I'm going to read this because I did print this out. It interrupts the mental loop of negativity. It interrupts that negative loop because it is a loop. It's like a roundabout, right? If you imagine going into a European roundabout and you're driving in that roundabout and then it's like a 3-4 lane and then you get too close to the center, but you got to get out and then you got to slowly get in the next lane, get in the next lane to get to, and then you're going around. You probably passed that turn 4 or 5 times. I've done it when I was in Spain. I was so pissed off. I went around the roundabout like 6 times trying to hit that spot. And every time I did, I'd get over one lane and then I'd be past it and I'd be like, damn it. And then somebody would pull in front of me. I have to swerve to get away from them. So it took effort, right? So you're trying to get to take that turn. You're going to roll around that roundabout. You want to get out of that loop, that negative loop. And smiling will do it. Humor will do it. Questioning will do it. Curiosity will do it. Diving into, is this depression really me? Is this depression something that is just, it is an emotion? Has it become a way of life? How deep am I in it? Do I deserve this? What is it doing for me? What is this regret all about? And then remember, your body tricks your mind into shifting gears. So think of it in context of, for those of you that have ever driven a 5-speed, if your car wouldn't start because your battery was dead, right? Think about that's your depression, right? There's no connection. You're not connecting. But if you can get the momentum of somebody pushing you, or you can start rolling down a hill, you can pop the clutch and start your car. That's the same concept of popping and locking, popping that smile, popping that new frequency. It will jumpstart your car, even though your battery's dead, even though your brain's drained, even though your body is like out in left field. You can pop that internal clutch. It's the same way. I'm all about as above, so below, finding the metaphor to make it make sense. So the momentum will build, and one small strange change will create a ripple effect. The greater the small change, the bigger the effect. And then building on those, right? Building on those like every wave. The key takeaway here is that your emotions are not set in stone. What you're feeling is fantastic, whether it's up or down, good or bad, happy or sad. The feeling is not something that you need to freak out about. Learn to master your feelings. It's when it starts to take on the context of an emotion, when you're giving it reasoning, when it's no longer just feeling it, when you're reasoning with it and you're finding past bookmarks events to support that it's something from the past that's showed up again and it's battling you again. And then you feel the weight of, wow, it always happens to me. Why am I always going through this? So it's like, then you go to freaking Dancing with the Oldies with Richard Simmons. You're like, okay, girls, let's get up. Everybody get your side shorts and go, 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 go. Shake those fat asses, girls. Let's go, 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 go. Do your best Richard Simmons or do your best Austin Powers, right? So that's how it works. So you understand that it's your emotions aren't set in stone. So that small shift is body language. It resets the entire day. It resets the way that your body will show up and associate that feeling with how your body moves. Like when you feel sad, down, and alone, you close off, your head goes down, and you look away. Now, if you were to take toothpicks and tape your eyes open and tape the smile and you wouldn't be able to depression. You might get upset, you might get angry, but the depression would shift, right? Because the body is being forced into something else. So always remember, you're a threefold being, right? Your mind, body, and soul, or your context. So use all three as team players. You got the quarterback, you got the receiver, and you got the blocker. So you've got everything you need to score a point. And the problem is that what happens is that you are not connecting the dots, right? So, and just remember, even Milton Berle said, laughter is an instant vacation. It is an instant victory. So I've got a challenge, and the final challenge that we're going to do is 7 days to rewire your mood. We're going to come back next Sunday just to do a revisit for anybody that comes in. And again, so Patreon here is for you to decide how much you want to pay. It is a donation. You're not getting anything extra by paying more. What happens is that you're providing more resources so that I have more time to do this, because I basically just got fired from a job because of the Parkinson's. And I'm believing that I will be able to create something new, and it will come into being with that. I'm not afraid, even though that would gear me to be afraid. I don't walk with my posture down. I walk with my head up. I connect to a future that I believe in. But so Patreon is everybody that's a member, paid or not, gets to be part of all of it. I used to do levels and things like that, but I'm not doing that. I want you to decide what you choose to pay and how much you choose to help put this message out there. The more you do, the thank you, right? The better and the more time I can do this, the less work I have to do elsewhere, the more work that eventually I'm hoping that I can get Patreon to provide a relatively substantial amount so that I can be able to, even though I've got the Parkinson's, be able to show up and travel to places and spaces and start interviewing people and start putting their stories out there, because I'm not doing this for profit. I'm doing this for I want to do this for the people, really, and trust and faith. And anything that I make out of this that provides the ability to do that is donation based. It is a blessing from you guys and from Spirit, from God, from Source. And that's what Patreon's based on, and anything else that I have going on, even coaching or anything like that. It's just all going back to this message. My medical care and other things like that, I might do a GoFundMe for those things, because obviously that's a different story. That's my own personal thing. But so we're going to do this final challenge, and it's 7 days to rewire your mood. We're going to revisit next Sunday for a short time, not a long time teaching session like this, just a short touch in. And I'm going to do this all week myself. So the challenge for this week is day one, smile first thing in the morning before you do anything else. And then so for the next 7 days, you're going to smile for the first thing when you walk in. You want to trigger a smirk, a smile, a big smile, a gummy smile, whatever it is. And then day two, you find something something humorous in an annoying moment, right? So something that annoys you in that day or going forward, find something that you can laugh at. And we got 10 minutes. And then day three, compliment someone with enthusiasm. Learn to compliment people by day 3. And you can do this every single day. I do it every single day. But I'm just giving you the status that you can try this. And day 5, speak with more energy and see how people respond. By day 6, stand in front of the mirror, smirk, and say, damn, I got this. I would say, I actually go, yeah, baby. Yeah, baby, like in Austin Powers. And then day 7, reflect. And how did you feel different by smiling every day, by finding humor in annoying moments, by complimenting people enthusiastically, and watching something that makes you laugh, a joke, a video, whatever it is, speaking with more energy, measuring how people respond to your smiles, to your business card, standing in front of a mirror, smirk, and saying, damn, you got this. And then also reflecting. We're going to go into that. And if you need advice about your smile, if you are insecure about your smile because of your teeth or your condition, message me, because you know I'm a dental professional, so I can give you some good advice on how to take care of that, how to get that best. And then if you need a second opinion, for you need work or you want to get your smile worked on, I'll give you a second opinion on whether you're being charged too much or whatever it is, or what it looks like you could ask for, and just to get your smile to a space where you feel confident, right? A lot of times that is the obstacle. And you've been told that since birth. So remember, your life won't change overnight, but your energy can. It's in your hands. And then the final quote by Madeline L. Engel is, a good laugh heals a lot of hurts. So life is heavy, right? But you don't have to be, right? And your face is a manifestation tool, so use it. And the energy that you bring to life determines the life that you will bring back to you. So go smile, and don't forget, bring other people in to join this group, because they can pay whatever they want, and then screenshot this. You can share this. I'm going to put the video of this up as well once it comes through. You can share this. You can clip this. You can do that, and then tell some jokes down in the comments, right? I will see you all soon. Have a beautiful, wonderful evening or afternoon wherever you are, and we are going to be out. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it, and we're getting back on our feet, and smile. Dun, dun, dun. That's all.